Hello everybody, it's the Gnome and welcome to your August 2019 update. So I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that you're all recovering from San Diego Comic-Con. I will definitely say that it was such an interesting year this year, especially with the pops that they unleashed upon us in regards to the exclusives. I am very happy to say that at this point in time, everything seems to have lulled except for all the pre-orders that I made, and I can't deny the fact that there are just some things that I couldn't look away from just because of my specific fandoms. But I'm very excited to talk to you guys about the news because there is definitely a great deal of interesting releases on the way. But before we get into that, let's take a look at how my collection has been going. So welcome everybody to the Funko Summer Concert Series, and I am so excited to feature these pops because when it comes to popular culture, music is one of the few things that I think gets held back. Television, animation, superheroes, you know, those are all wonderful, but when it comes to music, people really need to see the greatness that it is. It's more than just songs. The artists, the lyrics, the stuff that goes into actually giving the presentation that these rock icons give us. I knew that Funko was going to pull out all the stops when it comes to embodying the rock personas, and they've really been expanding upon the Pop Rocks collection in recent years, and I am just so excited to show you guys what I got from them. So we're going to start with the far left with the iconic frontman from the band Queen, Freddie Mercury. Ever since Bohemian Rhapsody came out and they announced that there was going to be a Queen line, I knew that Freddie Mercury was going to be in my collection, but I wasn't certain which one I was going to get, and then when I saw that they made the 1986 Freddie Mercury Wembley Stadium concert performance, that was the one that I wanted to get, because when I take a look at this pop, it really does look like Freddie Mercury. There are some pops that really do embody the person or the character so well, amongst others, and this one is definitely one of the best. I love that he's got the iconic fist pump. I love the details on the yellow jacket, even the crease in the back, as well as the pants, the shoes, and of course the way that he holds his microphone, all the way down to his iconic mustache in the later portion of his music career. I even like the dirt on the shoes. Very nice touch, and I just love everything about this pop. It is truly an embodiment of Freddie Mercury. The next pop is actually a 3-pack, and I could not believe that they actually made this a common. These were originally a Canada convention exclusive, but the progressive rock trio Rush, which is one of my favorite bands, is officially a common. When I found out that Hot Topic actually had them on their website, I ordered them right away because I am such a fan of this group. And once again, they did a great job. First, going to the package itself, one of the things I like is that if you take a look in the back, they did actually put the Rush logo in the back of the box, which is a nice little backdrop touch, but the pops themselves are fantastic. We'll take a look at the bassist, Geddy Lee. First, right off the bat, one of the things is they actually gave him a much longer and more slender nose, because he actually does have a big nose, but the details on the kimono shirt with the chagins, absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love it, not to mention the bass guitar. Even had the same thing with the guitarist Alex Lifeson. I just love the details on his shirt, the purples, the blues, the greens, and even the little tuft of chest hair that they gave us, not to mention the guitar itself, and the big platform shoes, and the white bell-bottom pants, and all the way down to the drummer, Neil Peart. I just love that they gave him the iconic mustache, because this is a version of them in the 1970s. Also, the little Rush logo on the lower corner of his little kimono garb, which is wonderful. And I also love the way he's holding the drumsticks. But there's still one thing that I'm not too thrilled about that they didn't include with this 3-pack, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Now let's take a look at the Lady Justice, which is one of the most iconic figures from the band Metallica. When you think of Metallica, not just the band themselves, you think of that statue on the cover of And Justice for All, and it is beautiful. They got so many amazing details, like the sword, as well as the money flying off the scales, and of course you've got the blindfold, and even on the back you got the ponytail. But if there's one thing that really impresses me is I actually took a look at the studio album Injustice for All, and I took a look at the statue on there. They got this pop down to a T so perfectly, all the way down to where the cracks and the dents were in the statue itself, as well as the way that the scale is flying, so to speak, like tipping, as well as all the wires that are holding her down, as well as the rock formation. They really tried to be as accurate as they could when it came to making Lady Justice, and I wish they would have done some better stuff with the band, because I've seen the band in pop form, and they're okay. I mean, I would have loved to see Cliff Burton, the original bassist, as part of the pop set, but he's not. But I love the fact that they did something like this, because with Eddie from Iron Maiden coming out, I would love to see if they would maybe make Vic Rattlehead, who is the figure that is featured on all of the Megadeth albums. It would just be a nice little thing to have all three of those iconic figures in heavy metal, because I'm such a fan of heavy metal. But to close it off, you wanted the best, we got the best. It's the hottest band in the world. It's Kiss. And one of the cool things about this set is this is the new makeover set, and it was such a long time coming, because when Pop was created back in 2011, Kiss was one of the first pop rock series that they made, and compared to what they were, now I look at them, I was so glad that I waited for this makeover, because the details on these four are absolutely fantastic. Of course, on the boxes, they have their stage names, the Demon, Starchild, we've got the Spaceman behind over there, as well as the Catman, but when I take a look at them, I know them as Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss, and the details on them are fantastic. We'll take a look at Dean. I love what they did with the tongue and him holding the torch ready to blow the fire, as well as the beautiful details on his base, all the way around with the leather bat wings and the glistening rhinestones on his belt to the big vampire-like platform shoes. Everything about him, even the big tuft ponytail on the top of his head, absolutely amazing. And of course the iconic makeup, they just didn't go wrong. Same could be said about Paul Stanley. I love what they did, and I also like the fact that they gave a couple of them mouths. They didn't give Peter Criss a mouth, but we'll get into that a little bit later because they gave him something better. You've even got the nice little shaved chest hair over there, as well as the frills on the arm, not to mention the guitar and the beautiful Starchild boots. Same thing with Ace Frehley. I just love this specific pose on him because he really looks like he's rocking out. That's the signature guitar that he always uses, and he has smoke effects coming out of the center of it. Also the black lips, along with the beautiful space-like suit that he's wearing. It's just fantastic. But Peter Criss, he doesn't have a mouth, but he has something better, which I wish that Neil Peart had in the Rush line. They actually gave him a little drum set, and the drum set can actually be taken off, and I just love the fact that they have the Kiss logo on there, the big bass drum, the two snare drums, and the cymbal. It's so cool, and you can just put it right back down on the bass with him. But also with him, they did a great job with the makeup looks, him holding the drumsticks all the way around. Great details on him. They are just such a fantastic grouping of Funko Pops. So great that they made them over because they do look so much better than what they originally did. All of these Pops look great, and I'm so glad that they're really paying close attention to their music Pops as well as everything else. So now let's get into all the awesome news. So before we get into all the new additions to Funko that we have heard about, we're going to wrap up San Diego Comic-Con properly, because obviously there were certain things that we knew were coming, but we didn't actually know what the reveals were. And one of them was the announcement that there were going to be 2 Rick and Morty exclusives over at San Diego Comic-Con, and of course they were shared exclusives, so retail stores were available carrying them. And the reason why they were under wraps was because of the fact that these were characters based on Rick and Morty Season 4. So we got Tracksuit Jerry and a new character named Gluty. It only makes me excited for the season ahead. And of course, it's just not San Diego Comic-Con without Freaky Tiki Fun Days, or as we all know them as Funko Fun Days, which is the weekend of Comic-Con. Funko has an extravaganza of fun, and one of the few things that people do get are the Box-O fun, if they are actually there. But there was also an available code that you could get, so you could purchase your very own box of fun, though they were limited, and they included a variety of exclusive and super rare Freddy Funkos, as well as Spastic Plastic plastic characters. Some of the Freddy Funkos that really stood out this year were the Genie Freddy Funko, the KFC Freddy Funko, the Batman and Joker in surfing gear Funkos, just to name a few, but there were so many people that were excited about these, and quite frankly, there is a possibility that I might want to get in on these one of these days. I may not go to San Diego Comic-Con, but to get myself a box of fun with some rare Freddy Funkos, that would be a rare treat. So if you actually did go to the con, or you did manage to get a box of fun through the Funko shop, congratulations, I hope you like them. And of course, we have some exclusives to the Funko shop that came out last month. We have an America Cares Bear, as well as a new color variant of Finduchomp, which is a spastic plastic character. The Funko cereals keep on coming, guys, and they're definitely interesting ones. We've got a Kiss the Demon Funko cereal, as well as a Pennywise Funko cereal from It Chapter 2, but of course, the one that shines is the Dr. Ian Malcolm, aka the Jeff Goldblum Funkos. 2 at FYE and 1 at Hot Topic. Hopefully you guys can guess which ones they are, and if you're interested in collecting these, go out and get them. And we also had an extravaganza of t-shirts, most of them from GameStop, but one from Target, and the one from Target is the Jaws t-shirt box, which also includes a Bloody Jaws. But there were also 3 Jim Lee black and white exclusives, as well as a Dragon Ball Z box, including a Goku. But probably the biggest announcement that Funko announced was the Funkoverse strategy game. There are various kinds that you can get. There's also 2-player and 4 players. I don't really know what these games are like. I'm expecting there to be some videos in the coming months that will actually show us how the game is played, but it also comes with mini pops. I'm not necessarily interested in collecting these, but once again, Funko is expanding and they just won't stop. It's crazy. Another big special was the announcement of Batman Beyond, the complete series arriving soon on Blu-ray, and it is going to include a special Terry McGinnis, aka Batman Beyond Funko Pop. Now, I would love to get myself a Batman Beyond Funko Pop, but this one, not so much. I'm really hoping that they make a more Bruce Timm-like design version of this one, so I can actually get one. Also, if they would give us one in an action pose, that would be pretty awesome. But if you do not have Batman Beyond and you're going to get the complete series on Blu-ray, this is a little extra treat, once again, to celebrate the 80th anniversary of Batman. We also had some of the collector boxes, including the new Smuggler's Bounty box, which was themed Darth Vader, and you got definitely an interesting bunch of treats, including a bottle opener that is shaped as a lightsaber, but the big one, of course, is the pop, and it is a black chrome Darth Vader. This one is, of course, the mold from the Bespin Cloud City Vader, which is number 197 in the Star Wars set. And if I'm not mistaken, this one was also a Smuggler's Bounty Box exclusive, so this could be a Funko first, where you actually have a chrome variant of an actual exclusive variant Funko Pop, which is pretty cool. So if you got Smuggler's Bounty Box, I'm sure you're excited about this. But for me, I'm actually very excited about the box that is being offered from Amazon right now, which is Pod Racing. But I still don't want to gamble because I would like to know what the contents of the box are before I actually buy it. Of course, Major League Baseball has been featuring tons of pops, but we're not going to necessarily see any more at Seattle this year. This time around, we actually got a Yadier Molina Funko Pop from the St. Louis Cardinals, and you will have a chance of getting the regular, the silver, or the gold. This is going to be for the first 30,000 fans that come to the stadium. And a very interesting exclusive, the Kirk Hammett collection from a Comic-Con in Ontario. It is 2 of the Universal movie monsters that look like the guitarist from Metallica. So you could choose either Frankenstein's monster or the creature from the Black Lagoon. These are going to be 1,008 pieces exclusive to this con. So if you're going to go to Ontario for this con, who knows, you might actually get your hands on one of these. And an interesting one that's been offered now is a Philippines superhero. I don't know much about this one. It's called Ravelo Komiki's Universe. Please let me know what this hero is. She looks like a Wonder Woman, and I'm very curious as to who she is in the world of comic books and just how popular she is in the Philippines. We also have some more 25th anniversary Funimation pops. We knew that Funko was going to be offering these exclusives at the Funimation website, and you can now get your hands on a Silver Chrome Vegeta. And of course, we also have the Hay from Yu Yu Hakusho. He has officially been announced, and he is going to be an exclusive over at Hot Topic. And speaking of anime, we've got some more. We have an AEC exclusive, which is a Itachi from Naruto, but probably the most interesting one is the Failed Fusions 2-pack from Box Lunch. If you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, you know that when Trunks and Goten tried to do the fusion dance, before they became the legend that is known as Gotenks, they kind of botched it. And these were the results. So this is really one for the true Dragon Ball Z fans out there. Am I interested in it? No, but I do love the fact that this is a thing and that it's coming. And of course, this is a series I need to know more about because apparently this is the third wave of My Hero Academia Pops. Please, in the comments, let me know about this show. What's it about? What's its premise? Because not only are we getting a new wave, we're going to get exclusives as well, including a Funimation exclusive Silver Chrome character as well, but they're also going to be available from places like Chalice and Barnes & Noble, and we've got a brand new place that is giving us exclusives, Big Apple Collectibles, and you will be able to get one of them there as well. And it's just not anime or Japanese culture if we don't mention Hello Kitty. Sanrio is coming back in a big way with a ton of new Hello Kitties. I love the Hello Kitties with the 8-bit bows and the little 8-bit pals. One of them is a Chase. And I'm wondering what this is going to mean. Are we actually going to get more Sanrio characters again? Because Hello Kitty was one of the first Funko Pops to be released. The Sanrio line was popular and then it just died down. But I know that my wife is a big fan of the Hello Kitty character Pachaco. If they ever make a pop of him, that would be pretty cool. And there's also even going to be a Hello Kitty exclusive over at GameStop, and it is adorable because just like the Gamer Mickey and Minnie, you can now at GameStop get a Gamer Hello Kitty too. We've also got some more exclusives from Pop in a Box, which is Agent Venom, and you can also get a White Chase. And Disney Theme Parks is also giving us a Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout, which is a cute Rocket Raccoon with Star-Lord's Walkman. A new line has also been announced. It is the Comedians line. And we are starting with Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, who is one of the funniest comedians in the country today. If you haven't seen his routine, I highly recommend that you do, as well as even check out his show Mr. Iglesias on Netflix. But the fact that this is the Comedians line, by the way, you can only get this one over at his website. I don't know if it's going to be a shared exclusive later on, but I'm curious to know if we're going to actually get more comedians, because I would love to see some of the legends like Milton Berle or Alan King or even Sam Kinison. So many great comedians that deserve to be in pop form. I mean, I may still be waiting for the Seinfeld line, but if they actually made a Jerry Seinfeld doing his routine before the Seinfeld line, that would be pretty cool too. Probably one of the most anticipated in Funko is Steve Irwin, the Croc Hunter, and he is coming back in a big way. Even though we lost him way too soon, you will now officially have this icon immortalized in pop form. You can get the regular of him holding a baby croc, or you can actually get a chase of him holding a turtle. We've also got two new exclusives from Fanatics, including a Baker Mayfield with a brown Cleveland Browns jersey, as well as a half-translucent version of Miles Morales from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And speaking of sports, because we did feature Baker Mayfield, we are getting a bunch of mascots. NHL is expanding their line with a couple of the hockey mascots. There's also going to be a Canadian exclusive of the mascot of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But even cooler, we also have college mascots. If there's anything that involves mascots in sports, it is the NCAA all the way. And we have the first 6 coming very soon, including Big Al from the Crimson Tide, as well as Mike the Tiger from LSU, just to name a few. So if you're a college fan, because I always see such a bigger connection to college sports than pro sports, then I'm sure you're excited for some of these. Hopefully your team will get represented soon, because there are tons of NCAA mascots that we can get in the future. I know that you guys have seen the Monsters of Wetmore Forest, but a big announcement came recently. They are now officially exclusive to Barnes & Noble in full retail. So if you were not able to get one of these little guys, whether they were pops or plushies, whatnot, they are now available at Barnes & Noble, and my wife and I actually did get ourselves respective plushies from this line because they are just so adorable and so soft. But if you still want to collect them over at the Funko shop, you were also able to get these characters in fall form and in spring form. Very colorful, love the styles. Now let's get into some more exclusives. We have a 6-inch King Triton exclusive over at Hot Topic. Once again, the Little Mermaid is celebrating its 30th anniversary, so we're getting a whole new wave of Little Mermaid pops. But if you also want to step it up, you can also get a 10-inch glow-in-the-dark Ursula. I'm not sure if she is an exclusive because there was no sticker, but I do know that she glows in the dark, so whether you want a 6-inch or a 10-inch, the choice is yours. And continuing on with Hot Topic, we also have a character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Named the Dark Magician, and we also have our first of the exclusives of The Office from Box Lunch, Jim Halpert as Dwight. Also, we know that Spirit announced the Sanderson sisters last year, but now they're coming back in 2 exclusives again. You can get a triple pack of the original 3 Sanderson sisters because there also has been an individual series of a second wave of Sanderson sisters, but there's also a wonderful movie moment of the Sanderson sisters over a cauldron, and once again, these 2 packs are available exclusively at Spirit. Walgreens and FYE are also getting into the Halloween theme, if you will. There was a lot of Halloween stuff thrown at us this month, and you can get a brand new Universal Movie Monsters makeover of Dracula over at Walgreens, and it looks great. But also, if you're a little bit more on the tamer side and more on the cutesy side, you can get a Halloween Stitch from FYE. Another big ball that was dropped in the world of Funko was Amazon. So many amazing exclusives are coming to Amazon, including a new SpongeBob, as well as a glow-in-the-dark mounted White Walker, a new version of 11 from Stranger Things, which we don't actually have a glam shot for, just a sketch, but the biggest drop was the biggest pop ride to date, and it is Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon. Why do I mean big? Because apparently this thing is worth $65 for purchase. I would probably want to wait for this one to drop in price tremendously before I even purchased this one, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and when you think of Star Wars, you think of lightsabers and the Millennium Falcon. So, do I want to get my hands on this one? Yes, but do I want to get my hands on it right away for this kind of price? Not so much. But I do have to commend Funko for actually releasing it. Also, going back to GameStop, we have another Jim Lee exclusive, which is Wonder Woman. We also saw the black and white one, which is included with a t-shirt, but you can also get a GameStop-only box of Persona 5 as well, and you can also get 2 pops in there, as well as a couple of other goodies. Target also is having a massive month. They just announced a monster amount of drops. So many amazing exclusives, including some that I've even mentioned. We can get a 10-inch Charmander. The double pack of Green Giant and Little Sprout Chrome are available now as well, along with a 10-inch Mickey Mouse, Crossing the Delaware, which is part of the brand new American History line, and even Jim Henson holding Ernie. But probably the one that really impressed me was the flocked Bullseye. I know that Bullseye has been very hard to find. He's one of the icons, and I would love to get my hand on that one if I could. Not to mention, there's also going to be a gold double pack of Rick and Charlotte Flair, and the newest addition to Pokemon, Squirtle. So many to enjoy, everybody. I hope you get what you're looking for. And now let's get into some of the new additions to some lines, including more Game of Thrones, and these 2 look great. There was a TV moment, but the one that I am the most excited for is Sansa, Queen of the North. I love the way she looks. They finally gave us the Sansa that we wanted, and the outfit, the dress, is just gorgeous. The details on the crown are beautiful as well. I know that I had said before that my Game of Thrones collections was going to be coming to an end with Lord Varys, but then they just keep surprising me. And even after I pre-ordered Theon and Jon Snow on Rhaegal, I thought it was over. And then this one comes. But you know something? I kind of thought that it was going to happen, and I'm glad that it did, because I've always loved Sansa, and now I'm finally happy to have Sansa coming to my collection very soon. We've also got a new wave of Doctor Who characters, so I'm sure Doctor Who fans are excited for that. We've also got a new pop series in the television line, Mad Men. This is a show that I never watched, but I'm very sure that so many people are going to buy this because I know so many Mad Men fans out there, including some of my own friends that have never collected Funko Pops before, but are very interested in this Mad Men line. So if you've been a fan of the show, I'm sure you're excited for Mad Men. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors started with Kang and Kodos at San Diego Comic-Con, but there are more coming. And if you are a huge Simpsons fan like me, you know each and every one of these moments and where they come from. I think the one that stands out for me the most is Bart the Fly with the sugar packet, because that was one of my favorites, but also I love the fact that they made Homer Kong holding a little Marge. That is just awesome, and the fact that they put it in black and white is great too. I actually have a feeling that we may get even more of these in the future because there are so many Treehouse of Horror moments that are great, like Bart the Raven or Bart and Lisa summoning the undead. So many great moments. I'd love to see this happen. But also in the world of horror, we've got the newer wave of Stranger Things. Yes, this is the second part of the newest wave of Season 3. There's also going to be a 6-inch pop Monsters, as well as a Target exclusive of 11 with a teddy bear. We also have a brand new wave of It Chapter 2, and this is definitely going to be the first of many, because before we get the Losers Club, we have to get the Pennywise, and you can get so many of him, including exclusives, as well as Pocket Pop keychains, which are even having exclusives as well. So, if you are a fan of It, I'm sure you're excited for It Chapter 2. I already have my Pennywise from the first movie, so I'm not looking to get any of these new ones, but if you missed out on It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2 is your time to collect Pennywise. And also, we have a great wave of The Nightmare Before Christmas, including a Pop Town of Jack with his house, as well as a 10-inch Walmart exclusive of Mr. Oogie Boogie. And we're going to close out and move on to another holiday that they're already plugging, because they sort of go hand in hand with Harry Potter. The newest wave, I believe this is Wave 8, and it's really capitalizing on the Yule Ball. We already got Harry and Hermione in their robes, as well as Ron, but now we actually have Weasley twins, the Patel twins, Cho Chang, Ginny, even Snape and McGonagall are ready for the ball, as well as Igor Karkaroff. And as I said, there was another holiday. Yes, there's even Christmas announcements from Funko. They did this a lot, especially when it comes to Marvel, but now they're even giving us Disney characters in holiday cheer gear. You can get either Mickey or Minnie, or Pooh and Piglet. And of course, there's also their own little Christmas wave. You can get Christmas characters like Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus, and they even have a series of Pop Towns. So if you are a Funko person and just want to decorate your house during Christmas time, you can pump up the holiday cheer with little Funko houses for your display. So make your own little Christmas town, everybody. Oh, and did I mention that they light up too? Yep, they light up too. And now let's go into the Pop Rocks. We got Iggy Pop. What a perfect person to actually be immortalized in this series. I love the way he looks. I love the pose. I also love that they put a lot of good work into the sculpt of his chest, because he usually did do his concerts shirtless, and you basically saw almost every muscle in his body when he was on stage. So, Iggy Pop fans, I'm sure you're excited to collect him. Also, Marvel is continuing to expand on their 80 years anniversary series, and I'm happy to announce that the specialty series are back. I didn't know what happened to them, but they are back, and we are going to get one of them in this series thanks to seeing Electro. But we also have the 1963 first appearance of the X-Men, and when I first saw this announcement, I was not interested at all, because I wasn't sure if they were going to give us the full team. We only had Cyclops, Beast, Angel, and Marvel Girl, but then they just recently announced, along with Electro, that they were also going to include Iceman, along with the first appearances of Deadpool and Wolverine. So I am getting the 1963 X-Men as part of my collection, because I'm such an X-Men fan, and even though there are so many that they already have that are more modern, I definitely wanted to get myself the legendary, iconic X-Men from 63, just to also pay tribute to the 80 years of Marvel. And now, a very interesting thing has happened. We have officially gone Tom Hanks aplenty. Funko has cranked out everything they possibly could in pop form based around Tom Hanks, and a lot of them have exclusives to Target as well. So you can get a Castaway line, exclusives at Target to Forrest Gump, A League of Their Own, and Big. And it all culminates with the newest role that Tom Hanks is giving us this year in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So if you didn't get your Mr. Rogers pop, this is definitely a real treat. You can get Tom Hanks as Mr. Rogers because he's going to be playing Mr. Rogers. I'm wondering if they'll even make him as Walt Disney from Saving Mr. Banks. But this is definitely a new original look because this also has Mr. Rogers holding the puppet of Daniel Tiger, which was not part of the original series, so this is a nice little treat to have. We also have an expansion of the James Bond series. It definitely was a big hit, and I'm so glad to see a new wave finally happening. We've got some new characters, including M, Miss Moneypenny, and of course, new James Bonds, including a specialty series pop. You can get either Daniel Craig in 3 versions. One of them is the specialty series in the white tux, but they also gave us Pierce Brosnan. So if you are planning to expand on your 007 collection, this is definitely a great group, and there's so many other characters that we can see in the future if these sell as well. But finally, we're going to close out with some massive news. Pop, of course, at San Diego Comic-Con not only gave us the exclusive and the box of fun, but they also gave us a little bit of insight as to what is coming, and there are some amazing and creative lines coming. We're getting a Trolls line, not the DreamWorks movie, guys. We're talking about the original Rust Trolls, and apparently these will have actual hair. You're also going to get some of Jordan Peele's work, including Get Out Pops and Us Pops. You already had Warhammer 40,000 and Magic the Gathering and Warcraft, and now they're going to give us Dungeons and Dragons. Music including Marilyn Manson and Iron Maiden. But guys, the one that made me so happy, which is something that I have been waiting for Funko to finally announce, and it's finally happening after 6 years of collecting. They're making a Speed Racer line, and one of the pops that they teased is Speed Racer in the Mach 5! Yes! I have been wanting this Funko Pop ride ever since Pop Rides was created because I love that character, I love the car, and I cannot wait for the release date because I am going to order it right away. This is a day one buy for me, guys. Speed Racer in the Mach 5, and also Eddie from Iron Maiden. They're announcing a couple of versions of him. Definitely have to figure out which one I want, but what a big announcement from Pop. So many great things coming to close out 2019. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Always a pleasure to talk Funko Pops with you. Please leave your comments in the box below as to what you got from the con. I am very happy to say that I had gotten all of the stuff that I wanted from the con, which will definitely be featured on my channel in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.